Hey, this is Anthony with RevZilla TV, where you can watch, decide, and ride. Welcome to our detailed breakdown of the new Sidi Agueda off-road boot available at RevZilla.com. So within the Sidi line, the Agueda fits a unique purpose. So if we know, we've seen the Crossfire 2, we've seen the Charger, which are gnarly off-road boots, but then there's also that Trial Zero, which was really a trials boot. The Sidi Agueda fits right in between. It's a step up to a more traditional off-road full-height riding boot from something like the Trial Zero, but it's not as gnarly, it's not as stiff as what you'd see from the Charger, which has a single hinge, and the Crossfire 2, which has that dual hinge construction. It's also a little bit less of an investment, as it's gonna come in just north of that $300 mark. So we're thinking for the guy that wants a traditional off-road boot, full height protection, really is doing light, reasonable off-roading or ATV riding, the Agueda would be a good bet. Love to hear your gut reaction. Leave it to us on our YouTube channel. You can always click here to subscribe. Note on Fitment, European sizes from Sidi. We see this a lot. If you're in between sizes, we're going to recommend go up to the size above, as they do run a hair narrow, but nothing so surprising that you're not going to be able to fit into them. Now, if you're triple E width foot, Sidi's not the brand for you. Keep that in mind. They do run between a B and a C. They're more of a European style fitment that we do see. Also remind you that we ship for free, exchange for free, no restock fee if you need to send it back to us. Now looking at the main construction here of the Sidi Agueda, using the new TechnoMicro system, which I like a lot. It's Sidi's new advanced style microfiber. It's a synthetic leather, but they've gone away from Lorica, so now they're using their own version. Even less imperfections, it's stronger, it's lightweight, and it breathes really, really well compared to regular leather or even Lorica. Notice we have that in the full height of the design for most of the main construction, except for where you're going to see the molded TPU. So TPU in the ankle cockpit, nice and big and stiff. You see the big plastic TPU wraparound shift panel on both feet, and it also goes all the way up the inside on the medial side. There's also solid ankle protection on the inside as you wrap all the way up to this buckle guard that's going to take you into your shin protection. And notice the shin protection is using, again, these newer style cam lock buckles from Sidi. They're on their own panel. They're fully adjustable. They have a memory element to them, so you kind of set them and forget them. But again, it's the big T-latch that comes down to the flexible TPU. And notice they're even on a single pivoting screw. So you have some room for adjustability or wiggle there, but they're fully replaceable. One of the things I like about Sidi is they make boots that use a lot of components that you can replace if you wear through them. And the way they've done these new style buckles actually is really easy to get your thumb under when you're wearing a boot or wearing a glove, even when they're caked with mud. As I rotate to the back, notice full spine down your Achilles, again in TPU, going into an elastic zone here around your Achilles tendon as you go again back into that big heel counter that comes up. Now getting a quick peek of the sole, it's the TA sole, just like the Sidi Crossfire today. Traditional application, which means it's triple stitched. It's going to allow for a great deal of feel. Stainless steel kick plate in the front to make sure that that weak point in the front that's going to catch a lot of hell isn't going to separate on you. And you can always replace it. You can't replace it, but you could take it to a cobbler and they could replace the sole, resole it for you. Looking at the sole, it's a nylon mid-shank in the sole. Again, traditional off-road application. And if you look at the way these panels are, I don't want to call them scales, but the way these plates are, they're going to provide grip when you're walking. But if you have your foot down, if you're sliding through a turn or sliding through the mud, they're not going to catch going forward. So again, it's a really well thought out off-road feature there to just try to give you the best ease of use if you're using them for their intended use, which would be, spirited off-road riding. Get a quick view again here of the medial side as you come up here along the instep. Now if I open it back up, and I'll show you as we go from the top down, notice I have full Velcro at the top. We have an accordion panel that's going to give you good room for expansion both at the front and at the rear. Guys with thicker calves should be okay here. And then moving to the inside, it's a Cambrelle lining that has a 3D bubble to it. So it's going to wick sweat away, it's going to be tough, and it's going to hold up to the skank of your feet. And then if you move out towards the outer shell, towards the top here, it's not going to get, this Velcro is not going to get in the way, as you have almost a neoprene element that's going to go all the way up to finish at the top of the boot. So you have this element of male Velcro here on the side that would interface that way. Come right around there and you're good to go. Again, it's a lot of the protection and adjustability basics that you would see on something like a Charger, something like a Crossfire 2. but they've stripped it down to where you're not over-investing, you're not spending $500 or $600, you're spending a few $100s, and you're coming up with a boot that should perform really well in many off-road scenarios. You can click right here and buy it at RevZilla.com/Sidi. Remember, we're going to ship for free, exchange for free, no restock fees, make it really painless. And then if you want to talk to a gear geek, see us at RevZilla.com or 877-792-9455. We'll help you walk through the nuances of the boot. Thanks for watching our detailed breakdown. I'm Anthony. We'll see you next time.